Hello and welcome. You're watching The Cosmic Student. I've been trying to get this new series for a while now, but between summer and life in general, I didn't have the proper opportunity to roll it out. But in this episode of The Word in the Cosmos, I want to talk about the discovery of Betelgeuse's companion. I know it's a relatively old story, I think it came out in July, but I still want to go over it. And for those of you that don't know what Betelgeuse is, let me do a quick introduction. So, on a NASA's.com article, writer Chelsea God describes Betelgeuse as follows: a blazing red supergiant shining brightly in the night sky. Betelgeuse is a star that has captured humanity's awe and attention for centuries. The right shoulder in the constellation Orion, or left shoulder as seen from the Earth. Betelgeuse, or Alpha Orionis, I think that's the technical or scientific name, is one of the brightest stars in the night sky and one of the largest stars ever discovered. But there is more to this ultra bright stellar monster than meets the eye. She went on to describe and give a proper definition of Betelgeuse as a red supergiant star with a distinctive orange hue. Stars in this class are nearing the end of their lives. They are the largest stars in the universe because they puff up and expand out into space in their old age. This article, called Betelgeuse's Long-Lost Companion, emerges from the shadows. And he went on to say, on July 21st, 2025, NSF Noir Lab issued a press release stating that astronomers had detected a long-anticipated companion star to the red supergiant Betelgeuse. The team of astrophysicists, led by Steve Howell, senior research scientist at NASA's Ames Research Center, observed Betelgeuse's companion using Alopiki, a speckled imager mounted on the Gemini North telescope located atop atop Mauna Kea in Hawaii. I'm sure I apologize if I butchered that. An iconic star. Here is another profile of Betelgeuse, which is one of the most iconic stars in the night sky, famed not only for its ruddy hue and position at Orion's shoulder, but also for its turbulent and unpredictable nature. Located about 650 light years away, the star is a true giant, spanning nearly 700 times the sun's radius. You know, the sun. Though only 10 million years old, Betelgeuse is already nearing the end of its life. For millennia, human observers have watched it fluctuate in brightness. Astronomers have traced that variability to a 400-day pulsation cycle and a second slower rhythm lasting about 6 years. The Great Dimming, that longer cycle drew renewed attention in 2019 and 2020 when Betelgeuse unexpectedly dimmed so drastically that some believe its supernova might be imminent. The event, now known as the Great Dimming, was ultimately blamed on a veil of dust ejected by the star itself. But it also prompted astronomers to take a closer look at what might be lurking in Betelgeuse's glow. Two papers published in 2024 examined decades of photometric and spectroscopic data from observers worldwide. Both concluded that the 6-year variability could best be explained by the effects of a much smaller, fainter companion star orbiting unseen within Betelgeuse's extended atmosphere. Such a companion could cause dust to crowd in certain places along its orbit and clear out elsewhere, periodically dimming our view of Betelgeuse. But efforts to find this hypothetical star with Hubble and Chandra turned up nothing until now. So, discovering Betelgeuse's old friend, with Gemini North and Alopiki, Howell's team has detected that what earlier studies could only infer. Speckled imagers like Alopiki, Hawaiian for Fox, use a rapid-fire series of short exposures to overcome atmospheric turbulence and assemble a single high-resolution image that would otherwise be impossible from Earth. With the right conditions and the 8.1 meter mirror of Gemini North, the team was able to directly capture Betelgeuse's faint stellar neighbor for the first time. The newly imaged star sits just 52 milliards from Betelgeuse on the sky. In physical space, its orbit 4 astronomical units from Betelgeuse, which in our solar system would put it between the outer edge of the main asteroid belt and Jupiter. 1 astronomical unit is the average Earth-Sun distance. That puts the star well inside the swollen supergiant's outer atmosphere. The companion is estimated to have 1.5 times the mass of the Sun and shines 6 magnitudes fainter than Betelgeuse, which magnitude 0.5 in visible light. Based on its color and brightness, it appears to be an A or B type pre-Ming sequence star, a hot blue-white object that hasn't yet begun hydrogen fusion in its core. This detection at the very extremes of what can be accomplished with Gemini in terms of high angular resolution imaging, and it worked, Howell said. This now opens the door for other observational pursuit of a similar nature. Implications for supergiant. The discovery also offers a possible new lens for interpreting variability in red supergiants. Stars like Betelgeuse often show puzzling long-term brightness changes, and Howell's team notes that the presence of a close-in companion could help explain those cycles, at least in some cases. The cause of these changes has implications for the size of the star and thus on its evolutionary phase and how soon it might go supernova. For example, if Betelgeuse's 6-year variability were not due to a companion but rather an intrinsic property, it would be evolved enough to potentially explode. Within a few dozens to a few hundred years. But if a companion is causing the long-term variability, Betelgeuse is in a much earlier phase of its life and won't yet explode for hundreds of thousands of years. So, while some red supergiants have been suspected of hosting binary partners before, this marks the first time one has been directly imaged, orbiting so close to the star, well within its extended atmosphere. Alright, and a doom dance. As for Betelgeuse and his companion, the two likely form together, but their end will not be as harmonious. According to the team's analysis, strong tidal forces will eventually pull the smaller star into the supergiant's outer layer, dooming it to be consumed within the next 10,000 years. That will likely destabilize Betelgeuse further and perhaps accelerate its eventual supernova. Astronomers will have their next prime opportunity to study the companion in November 2027 when it reaches the greatest elongation, its farthest most detectable separation from Betelgeuse. Howell and colleagues encouraged the community to observe the system around that date to better constrain the companion's orbit and properties. The Giant's Bracelet. Although not officially named, research team has suggested poetic moniker for Betelgeuse's newfound partner, since the name Betelgeuse likely derives from the Arabic for hand of the giant, with Elgeuse being a historic feminine Arabic name used for Orion. They propose the companion be named Arabic for her bracelet. The results presented here are not definitive, and the detection is at the limit of the instrument capabilities, the team writes. However, the results do present the most direct and substantive evidence for the existence of a stellar companion to Betelgeuse, as well as the properties of that companion. One of the things that make this story very exciting is for the existence or the hypothetical existence of Planet 9 right now in our own solar system, which it's relatively closer to us because it's part of our solar system. And the same way they actually detected, were able to discover this star companion to Betelgeuse, it's the same, let's call it calculations and theories that were applied for the discovery of this one. So I'm pretty sure they're using the same tools and method, but maybe not the tools. I think like Alopiki. I'm not sure if the observations, I don't know exactly what's in the docket for what they're observing, but I'm sure they're using the same techniques in order to further look into the existence of a possible planet 9. But I won't make this video longer. I hope this video was about 10 minutes long. I went over. But this is a new series called The World in the Cosmos that I wanted to actually launch, as I said earlier. But with my busy life, it's been quite difficult. I want to be able to have a better chemistry on camera when I talk to the camera, first of all, but I also want to develop a way to speak and don't have to cut as much as I do with my long form videos, with my scripted videos, so that I can produce even better scripted video in the future. So I have to practice. This is like a cardio session. I don't really put a lot of input. I will try as much as I can in the future, but I will mainly report the news. So I'm hoping to do this weekly, but for now what I'll do is I will bulk record a bunch of other news stories that happened this year or in the past that are interesting, so I can deliver it to you guys and have at least like a weekly, freshly produced and recorded video. So yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. If you are new here and this is the type of things that you like to watch, or you'd like to, I don't know, anything else on my channel, feel free to actually go over the channel, subscribe, like this video. This is going to help me a lot. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.